Now, what is racial identity these days? Well, in the United States, viewers have been rather stunned by a story about a prominent civil rights activist and professor who says she's African American, but a couple claiming to be her parents say she's actually white. Rachel Dolezal has also claimed to be the victim of a number of hate crimes. Our colleagues from ABC affiliate KXLY have been trying to find out just who she really is.
As president of the Spokane NAACP, Rachel Dolezal has become the new face of the area's civil rights movement. According to Dolezal, striving for equality has made her a target for numerous hate crimes.
It's highly frustrating. It's been a stretch of years and certainly no small amount of stress for my kids as well as myself.
Dolezal says she's been victimized more than a dozen times in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, including the appearances of nooses around her homes, yet police have made no arrests.
There's been no conclusion in any of these incidents that have resulted in a suspect.
And now it's Dolezal herself who's under scrutiny. In numerous postings and public appearances, Dolezal has represented herself as African American, including this application for a position on the Police Ombudsman Commission. Is that your dad?
Yeah, that's my dad.
Dolezal also made claims on the NAACP Facebook page that this man is her father. This man right here is your father? Right there?
Do you have a question about that?
In reality, this man, Larry Dolezal, is Rachel's father, and this is her mother, Ruth Ann. This birth certificate from Lincoln County, Montana proves it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was wondering if your dad really is an African-American man.
That's I don't know what you're implying.
The implication is Dolezal has taken steps to misrepresent her ethnic background. These are photographs of Dolezal when she was a teenager. Are you African American?
I don't understand the question of, I did tell you that yes, that's my dad, and he was unable to come in January.
Are your parents? Are they white?
I
And that's when Dolezal walked away from our interview in such a hurry she left her purse and car keys behind. Our photographer dutifully returned them as Dolezal hid inside this clothing store.
Well, ABC says it called the national chapter of the NAACP to see if it had heard about the allegations regarding Dolezal, but hasn't received a response. Now, this is a rather bizarre story, but it is sparking worldwide interest, with Rachel Dolezal currently trending on Twitter. So from Washington now, we can speak to Danielle Moody Mills, who's an equality advocate and radio host. Danielle, good to speak to you again. And I just wonder how this extraordinary story strikes you.
I just think it's absolutely bizarre. Bizarre for the fact that as a white woman, there's nothing that you gain in America with the racial strife that we have here, faking and saying that you're an African American woman. So it's really fascinating to me what she thought she was gaining from this.
Because it's not a question of taking on one role. It seems that she is an African studies professor. She's a respected civil rights activist. I mean, there's a whole persona here, isn't there?
My question is, why couldn't she have done this work? She clearly is very invested in civil rights, but why couldn't she have done that as a white ally? I don't understand why she thought being a white ally would have diminished her role in the civil rights movement and what she's been working for the past decade.
Is this a story that people you're in touch with on social media, friends are talking about?
Absolutely. She's been trending since the story broke. And people have, gone from making jokes like people do on the internet to really kind of being outraged at the fact that she would claim to have experienced racial violence and oppression and called the cops on 8 different occasions and fabricated stories of oppression that she's never experienced. So it has turned from, oh, this is funny and interesting and bizarre, to really frustrating and wondering what kind of legal basis people in Spokane have in terms of recourse for lying on applications that she has done.
I mean, you referred to the fact that she does seem to be passionate about civil rights, about promoting black empowerment, and some would say, well, you know, her heart's in it if she's gone around it a bizarre way.
her heart does seem like it's in it, and I think that that's wonderful, but the idea of fabricating an entire social media story, right? Like, she has used Facebook and posted pictures saying that a man that is not her father, that was actually a volunteer with her, was her father, saying that somebody is her black boy is her son and it's not, and saying that she lived in South Africa when her parents, her real parents in Montana, have said that that was not the case. So all of this kind of diminishes what she has spent, what it looks like her professional career working for civil rights.
Danielle Moody Mills, I have a feeling this is going to be a talking point through the day and beyond there in the United States. Thanks for joining us here on Impact.
Thank you.
And you can always get in touch with me and the team on Twitter. In fact, Danielle there is D2Cents on Twitter. I'm at Philippa BBC. Thank you very much for being with us here on Impact.